Buried towards the end of an opinion piece in Utah's The Deseret News, Sen. Orrin Hatch may have on purpose, not on purpose, revealed President Donald Trump's nominee for the current vacancy on the Supreme Court that opened when Justice Anthony Kennedy announced a week ago he was stepping down. In the article, Hatch covered the breadth of his tenure in the Senate as the longest-serving member of the Judiciary Committee, where he said he had participated in the confirmation of half of all federal judges who have ever served, not to mention the confirmation of every sitting member of the Supreme Court, but through the use of pronouns her and she. The Utah senator may have tipped his hat as to whom the next Supreme Court justice would be, if the president has made him privy to the information. Hatch began the article by bemoaning the political context and the rapid deterioration of the judicial nomination process that he explained Democrats began over 30 years ago with the character assassination of nominee Judge Robert Bork. He continued with Democrats' inquisition of Clarence Thomas, indefensible filibuster of Samuel Alito, and the public flagellation of Neil Gorsuch, stating, "The left has repeatedly violated the norms governing the judicial confirmation process. Each act of liberal indiscretion, each attempt to sully the name of a qualified nominee and inject politics into the process, is part and parcel of the progressive project to radically remake the federal judiciary," he said, making the case that the goal of Democrats was to make judicial appointments who would work more as super legislators and political judges. They wanted judges who would not only interpret the Constitution but actively work to change its meaning through their opinions. As a former chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Hatch vowed the coming meltdown by Democrats would have to go through me first, and it's here that he may have let the secret out. Just as he did with Neil Gorsuch, the president has promised to nominate an impartial judge, a wise and seasoned jurist committed to upholding the Constitution at all costs. But no matter the nominee's background or credentials, progressives will do everything they can to paint her as a closet partisan, if not an outright extremist. They will press, prod, and pry to unearth a radical agenda where none is to be found. They will pull out all the stops to accelerate the politicization of the Supreme Court, but they will have to go through me first. For my part, I will do everything in my power to keep politics out of the confirmation process. As the senior member of the Judiciary Committee, I will fight to keep jurisprudence as the sole focus of our confirmation hearings. And I will devote all my energies to ensuring that we confirm the kind of Supreme Court justice America needs, a justice who says what the law is, not what she wants it to be, a justice who calls balls and strikes instead of swinging for the fences, a justice whose foremost allegiance is to the American people and to the Constitution, Hatch wrote. Barrett is the only woman on the president's short list of 3 nominees under consideration. According to reports, Trump's top 3 contenders for the position, attributed to an unnamed source, are federal appeals court judges Amy Coney Barrett, Brett Kavanaugh and Raymond Kethledge. Barrett, 46, graduated from Notre Dame Law School where she was editor of the Notre Dame Law Review. She clerked for late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia and was appointed last year to the U.S. Court of Appeals. Critics have taken issue with Barrett's Catholic faith, claiming it might have interfered with her rulings from the bench. Perhaps it's possible Hatch knows Trump's selection, as the president privately told a small group of people on Wednesday he had made his decision. Hatch, the most senior Republican in the Senate, announced this past January he would retire at the end of the year. He is currently in his 7th term. But in the coming weeks, Hatch vowed to lift heaven and earth to see the president's nominee across the finish line. Politics buried towards the end of an opinion piece in Utah's The Deseret News, Sen. Orrin Hatch may have on purpose, not on purpose, revealed President Donald Trump's nominee for the current vacancy on the Supreme Court that opened when Justice Anthony Kennedy announced a week ago he Sen. Orrin Hatch, Amy Coney Barrett, Supreme Court, President Donald Trump 694 Saturday 7 July 2018 to 10 p.m. 7 October 2018 Saturday 7 July 2018 to 10 p.m. Newsmax Inc. Newsmax Inc. Newsmax Inc.